Good morning, girls. In the last session of Oracle, we learned SQL between, SQL not between, SQL distinct commands, right? And today we are going to learn SQL any and all operators. Except this, we will also learn some more commands like SQL all, SQL exist, and SQL like operator. So let us start with SQL any and all operators. The any and all operators are used with where or having clause, which we have already covered somewhere in our previous sessions. The any operator returns true if any of the subquery values meet the condition. Here you can uh, better understand what is the meaning of subquery with example. We'll cover the meaning of subquery in subsequent examples. The all operator returns true if all of the subquery values meet the condition. Let us see the syntax of any. Select column names from table name, where column name then operator any, and here you can see the bracket portion where we will write our subquery. Select column name from table name, where condition. The syntax of all is same as this one. We'll just change the name of operator, nothing else. Select column names from table name, where column name operator all. See, observe these lines, operator any and operator all. Then again inside the bracket we will write our subquery. Here one note you have to consider, that is the operator must be a standard comparison operator like equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, greater or equal to, or less or equal to. Let us see the example of any. SQL any. The any operator returns true if any of the subquery values meet the condition. Here you can see the example. In following SQL statement, this will return true and list the product names if it find any records in the order detail table where the quantity is equals to 10. Select product name. Product name is a name of column. From products, here the products is a name of table where product ID equals to any. Select product ID from order details where quantity equals to 10. Here the order details is a name of table and product ID is a name of column of order detail table, and the condition is the quantity is equals to 10. Let us practically implement this example in SQL window. For that, open SQL window. Here you can see that we have implemented this example on EMP table, right? Select star from EMP where department number equals to any 10, 20, 50. First, here we have taken a static value instead of a dynamic value. Select star from EMP where in our condition where department number equals to any of this value, right? 10, 20, 50. It is just like an or condition. Or condition na equal अच्छे. Press enter. Here now observe the department ID column, department number. We have placed the condition on that column, right? So department number is printed over here, 20, 20, 20, 10, 20, 10, which met with our criteria. The criteria is, what was the criteria? Here the criteria is department number is equals to any of these three numbers. આ ત્રણમાંથી કોઈ પણ એક સાથે ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ નંબર મેચ થાય તો I want to print that record on the screen. See, તો આપણે અહીંયા ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરીએ છીએ કે ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ નંબર either 20 છે or 10 છે or 50, but here no record exists with department number 50, એટલે 50 નંબરનો રેકોર્ડ છે એ પ્રિન્ટ થયેલ નથી. Let us try to understand with the help of one more example. Example number 68. Select employee number, e-name and salary from EMP. We want to print only these three columns: employee number, e-name and salary from the employee table, and the criteria is where salary is greater than any of select average salary from EMP group by department number. This is called subquery. Let me execute the subquery first. Individually આપણે subquery ને run કરાવીએ. What will be the result of this query? Let us see. આપણને સેલરી મળે છે 1566.66, then 2175, and the third salary is 2960. This we found according to their departments, right? We found the average salary of each department. Now we'll apply these values over here. If any of the salary is greater than this three values which we got through this subquery, then that record will be printed on the screen, right? એના કરતાં જો greater salary હશે કોઈની તો એવો record છે એ અહીંયા આગળ print થશે. Let me execute this query. Okay, now observe this field. 1566 એના કરતાં more છે. 2450, 2450 is more than this values. Any of these three values અહીંયા ત્રણમાંથી કોઈ એક કરતાં greater હોવું જોઈએ, right? 2850 is greater than these two values. 2975 is greater than this value. In fact, greater than all these three values. And observe all the column, all the rows are the result, right? These values are higher than any of these three values. Okay. Next example number 69. Select e-name, salary from EMP, where salary equals to any of this salary. Once again, let us execute subquery first. Select high salary from salary grade. High salary from salary grade. This table is already exist. આપણા માટે નવું છે, right? આ table છે જ, existing છે. એને તમે select star from salary grade કરશો, then you will come to know that what is stored in this table, and we got the result. Now we want to fetch all the salary which is equals to this one, right? So for that we will write the query like this: select e-name, salary from EMP, where salary is equals to this. તો અહીંયા જે આપણે subquery execute કરીએ છીએ, this subquery will return this all values, right? Either you can pass this value static in a static way, or you can get this value through subquery also. It is better to execute the subquery instead of taking static values. Static values લેવાની જગ્યાએ તમે જો સબક્વેરીથી વેલ્યુ અહીંયા પાસ કરશો તો that is the better way, right? Only the only two persons are getting salary which is either equal to this 5 values, right? Let us see what is next. Now example of all operator. The all operator returns true if all of the subquery values meet our condition. See, what is the difference between any and all? It is just like an or operator and operator. આ બે જે છે એમાંથી any છે એ or ના similar કહી શકીએ, અને all operator છે which is similar to and operator. The following statement finds all the employees whose salaries are greater than the highest salary of employees in the department whose ID is 30. Select employee number, e-name and salary from employee where salary is greater than all. Select salary from EMP where department number equals to 30. Let me execute the subquery first. આપણે subquery પહેલા execute કરીએ છીએ, and let us see what will be the result of this query. So in department number 30, the employees are getting these values as this amount as a salary, right? Now these values will be applied, this will be replaced, these values will be replaced by this query. Here we'll get the result of the subquery. Then what we want to find, select employee number and e-name and salary from employee where salary is greater than all these values, right? એટલે જેટલી બધી values આપણે જોઈ એના કરતાં greater હોય એવા જ records આપણે print કરવા છે. Here we have placed the order also, order by salary, salary wise આપણે print કરવું છે. Here you keep one thing in your mind, that first the subquery always executes first and then the outer query, એટલે કે આ જે query છે એના પછી execute થાય છે. Internal query આ જે select કરેલી છે એને આપણે subquery કાં તો internal query કહીએ છીએ. That will always execute first and then the outer query executes. So here the result on the screen in front of you. These all values are greater than all these values, right? 2975 which is greater than all these values, then 3000 is again greater than all these values, then 5000 is also greater than all these values. Example number 71, select e-name salary from employee where salary is less than all, opposite to first one, but here we have taken the static value. Got the result, you can observe it. Salary field is less than these two values, right? Example number 72, here we have changed the sign of operator only. Instead of less than we have used equals to sign. Not a single row exists which is same earning as these two values. It is impossible to earn two different values for an employee, right? So we got the message no rows selected. Now the next operator is exist. The Oracle exist condition is used in combination with a subquery and is considered true if the subquery returns at least one row. It can be used in select, insert, update or delete command of Oracle. Here you can see the syntax of exist. where exists subquery. Very simple. Let me implement the whole syntax. It is like this. Select column names from table name where exists subquery. Here the meaning of subquery is given. The subquery is a select statement. If the subquery returns at least one record in its result set, the exist clause will evaluate to true. And the exist condition will be met. If the subquery does not return any record, the exist clause will evaluate to false and the exist condition will not be met. Oracle SQL statements that use the Oracle exist condition are very inefficient since the subquery is rerun for every row in the outer queries table. There are more efficient way to write most queries that do not use exist condition. Okay, so we'll not learn the example of this one. Now our next topic is the SQL like operator. The like operator is used in a where clause to search for a specified pattern in a column. If you want to do the searching in your table basis on the specific pattern, then you can go with the like operator. There are two wildcards used in a conjunction with the like operator. Number one is percentage symbol and the second one is underscore symbol. Here percentage sign represent 0, 1 or multiple characters and the underscore represent a single character. See, in MS Access that uses a question mark instead of the underscore sign, right? But we are working with Oracle, so we'll consider these two symbols. One is percentage and second is underscore. Percentage means 0, 1 or multiple characters, any number of characters we can say, and underscore means it represent a single character only. Okay, single character. Let us see how to use this wildcard characters with like syntax. Select column 1, column 2 from table name where column and like will place the pattern. Here are some examples showing the different like operators with percentage symbol and underscore wildcard. SQL like example. Example number 73. In this example, what we want to do? We want to select all the employees with letter A, which start with whose name start with letter A, right? Employee name starting with the letter A. For that, what we will write? Select ename from EMP, where ename like this is our pattern. See, what I told you, that percentage symbol is, it represents any number of characters, any characters, right? And before that we wrote A. A means here what we want to search? We want to search the list of employees whose name begin with letter A, right? Let us execute this query. Here Ellen and Adams. Now observe the pattern. Both the names begin with letter A and the remaining letters are any number of letters and any letters, any characters. In the first row, the remaining letters are LLEN, but the name begin with letter A only, right? Similarly, second record, this begin with the letter A and the remaining letters are DAMS. Okay, same query. If you want to find the name who begin which begin with letter J in capital and percentage sign, okay, and let me change the case. See, here we are dealing with character data type, right? If I write A% then we will get nothing as a result. Why is it so? No rows selected. Here in the previous query we got two records with letter A, but in this case we wrote A in small letter, which doesn't match with any of the records stored in our EMP table, right? So whenever you deal with any character data type, you must consider the case also. Next example, example number 74. Here this query will produce the result list of employees whose starting letter doesn't matter, but the second letter must be an A, and the remaining letters are whatever the letters are, and whatever the numbers of letters are placed. Let me execute this query. Okay, here the condition is whatever the first letter is, but the second letter must be a letter A. See, now observe the result. W, the first record, the first employee name begin with letter W, but on the second position there is a letter A. Then second letter, the first letter is M. Second record, the first letter is M, but on the second position we found A. In the third record, the criteria is same. The first letter is J, but on the second place here we found A, and the remaining letter, for that we have used percentage symbol, right? So any number of characters are acceptable and any characters are acceptable. In the first row there are two letters after the letter A. In the second record there are four letters after the letter A, and in the third record there are three letters after the second position, right? So here it is. Next, the following SQL statement select all employee with e-name that have AD in any position, right? આપણે એવું લિસ્ટ સિલેક્ટ કરવું છે કે જ્યાં એમ્પ્લોયી નેમની અંદર નેમની અંદર ક્યાંય પણ એડી આવતું હોય, આગળ પાછળ વચ્ચે, in the middle, at the end, in the beginning. I want to find the name of employee where there must be a letters AD, that too in sequence, whether in first position, whether in the middle of the name, whether at the last position. So we'll do this query like this. Select star from EMP instead of star. Let us just print the e-name field only, so we can see the result very clearly, right? Here it is, AD at the first position in the beginning, right? Only the single record exists with this pattern, which is similar to this pattern. Okay. One more example. And this statement will find all employees with employee name that have O in the second position. Select star from EMP where e name like underscore O percentage. As all of you know that underscore specify the single character, right? At the position, in this condition, in this SQL statement, at the first position we want any of the character, but on the second position we want O, and then after any characters, any number of characters are acceptable. So here it is, the query is like this. Okay, let us execute this one. Select star from EMP where e name like underscore which specify any character at the beginning position. Here you can see that J in the beginning, here F in the beginning. Then on the second position we want O. Here you can observe this. And the remaining character, any number of character, any character, right? So here it is. Now in the next example, all the employees with e name that start with A and are at least 3 characters in length. How many characters we want? At least 3 characters in length. For that, what will be the pattern? The condition is it must start with letter A. So here it is A, then underscore specify the second character is compulsory, then percentage symbol will specify any number of characters. The third character again underscore which specify one single specific character, and then percentage symbol means any character. So here we will get the list of employees whose name begin with letter A and at least 3 characters in length, right? If there are more than 3 characters, that names are also acceptable. But if there are not enough characters, less than 3 characters, that name will not be displayed. So let us execute this example. So here again observe the e name field. The beginning character is A for both the records. Then our condition was we want the name of employees whose name's length is at least 3 characters long, right? So here it is also more than 3 characters, and Adams is also again a 3 characters long. Next example will show you the list of all employee with employee name that start with S and ends with letter T. What we want to find? The list of employees whose name begin with letter S and ends with letter T. So it is very simple to define a pattern for this condition is like this. You must write S in the beginning position. Then we know that the percentage symbol specifies any number of characters, any characters, and at the end we want T, right? So this will be the pattern that we can use with like operator to find the list of employees whose name begin with the letter S and whose name ends with the letter T. See, both the condition will execute together. Okay, let me execute this example. Now observe the result. In the result, and just e name field you have to consider. Here only the single record found which met with our criteria, which met with our given pattern. Here the record, in the record e name is Scott. Now observe the pattern. The first letter is S, the last letter is T. In between any number of characters are acceptable. COT, the length is 3 and any characters, right? So here it is. Next SQL statement will select all employees with employee name that does not start with letter A. See, opposite to this one, what you have to do is just apply a not keyword in prior to the like keyword, and you will get exactly opposite result of all this, right? Let me implement on the last example. Here I will write ename. Let me execute this query once again. Then we will insert a not prior to the like keyword. I will write select ename from emp where ename not like, our condition is as percent t, and then semicolon. See, here it is. See, the second record begin with letter S but doesn't end with T. So not like this criteria match, right? Then Allen, Ward, Jones, Martin, Black, Clark, King, Turner, Adams, James, Ford and Miller. Not a single record have the beginning letter S and end with letter T, right? So here you can observe or notice the difference between these two. We have just inserted not keyword before the like keyword, so you will get exactly opposite result to this one. Next example is this will produce a result. This will generate a list of employees whose name does not begin with the letter A. It is very simple. Right? The names are not begin with letter A because we have inserted not before the like keyword. See, we have done so many examples of like and the pattern, right? You just, what you have to do is just insert the not keyword before the like and do all the examples once again and observe the, compare the result of that two queries, right? એ બેઉ સાથે જ કરજો, એમાં નોટ લગાડીને જોવાનું, નોટ રિમૂવ કરીને પણ તમારે રિઝલ્ટ છે જનરેટ કરીને જોવાનું છે. So here everything is about the operators we use with Oracle. In the next session, what we will do, we will learn SQL join, right? Different types of join that we can use with Oracle. We'll learn what is the meaning of join in Oracle. That's it. ત્યાં સુધી તમારે જર્નલ્સની અંદર અત્યાર સુધીના જેટલા બી એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ આપણે પરફોર્મ કર્યા છે, keep your journals up to date, up to example number 79. લાઇક માટેના જેટલા એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ કર્યા છે ત્યાં સુધીનું બધું જર્નલની અંદર નોટ કરીને રાખજો. ઓકે, નેક્સ્ટ ઇન ધ નેક્સ્ટ સેશન we will start the SQL joins. Till then, thank you.